G'day and welcome. So this video is meant to be about the XC restoration, the Falcon. It's meant to be about Dave's camper, cleaning that up and sending it back to him. But it's not. It's another Toyota video. Now, the story, I've got a history with these little Toyota Starlets. And I bought one new in 1998 and got it for 14,600 on the road. And it was a power pack car. So it had all the tack and all the goodies in it. Now, my mother bought an AE 112R Corolla in 2001. I had a growing family, I needed a bigger car, and she preferred the little Toyota. So she took that, I took the Corolla, cash adjustment, and she used it for dog transportation. Anyway, end of 2014, a cyclist was riding down by Costco in Ringwood, came out from behind a parked car, no helmet, big thick set guy, runs in the front of it, smashes the windscreen, bends the turret, everything. But the car was right off. So I bought the wreck, pulled the power steering off it, stuck it on another car for her, and kept the engine and all that sort of stuff, which eventually went in my little blue $300 car. Now that car, I ended up spending a bit of money on, about $1,500. We put new drive shafts, new clutch, disc rotors, brake drums, belts, timing set actually on it. A whole lot of bits and pieces were on that car. Because I know that I knew the engine from new, but not just that. That car's going to be good for another 200,000 Ks. They're just the best, cheapest transport. Now, the issue with the red one we bought for my mother, who no longer drives, and the blue one that I drive, is that they've both been recalled, and they're not able to be re-registered after a given date, and I don't know what that is yet. So in this video, we get another one. I've got a history of these. Go back a few years, I bought a silver one which had some panel damage, which I was going to do up with Charlie. I wanted to get... Charlie was always on the computer and all that sort of stuff, so I figured the best way to get him off is to put to work on a car, if you know what I mean. But the Plymouth came along, and I had no room for it, and Charlie didn't want to do it anymore, so we ended up sending that off to the wrecker with a whole lot of other bits and pieces. And now I need that because it's a pre-airbag car. So anyway, look, I bought another one, and Rosie, we look at that car in this video. Drove it back from, what's the name of the place, Mickleham, and got lit up pretty good by the police, and everything was in order, so they sort of shook my hand and set me on my way, that sort of stuff. So that's all good. So I can't use the blue one, I can't use the red one. They're both supposed to go back to Toyota. I'm not sure. I'd made up my mind I was going to keep both and strip out the red one while I was still using the blue one to get this new one going. It's a minimal cost gig. The red one's got a lot less mileage and that sort of stuff. And so I figured it'd make a nice little car. But the one I bought, I don't like the colour, and I wanted to change it and wanted to do this and that. So it might end up being a short sort of series similar to what the Sigma was. The Sigma was 6 months, I think. 7 by the time it was finished. And I did that around this time last year. The classics that I've got, I haven't really done much work on. Part of that's financial reasons, and other parts are because other things have come up and got in the way of that. I've been doing motorcycles and all sorts of stuff, and I still haven't got any of those going yet. So for those looking for V8 Ford content, I haven't got any at the moment, but it's still going on, so I apologise. Starlet and Sigma videos do not attract the views on YouTube that the V8 Fords and the classic cars get. Can't do much about that. I'm in a pickle because I can't drive my little daily. It means I've got to drive a 6-litre V8 Commodore around, and I prefer the small car. For the driving I do, I live in a very dense suburb, and so that sort of car suits my driving and what I'm doing around here, grocery shopping and that sort of stuff. So, this one is about the new one we've got and what we're going to do to it, or do with it. I'd appreciate your opinions on this sort of stuff, because I was going to keep both of the little 98 Starlets. I wasn't going to send them back to Toyota, but we've just got to suck it and see. The main priority at the moment is getting that van finished and sending that back, so we can really get some work done. So have a look, see what you reckon. Comments, please, comments. Even if they're negative, I don't mind. There's a lot of people saying things like, why would you bother? I've had that before. Why would you bother? These are a small vehicle that I get an immense amount of joy from, and they're brilliant for the driving I do. They're very cheap to run. They're ultra reliable. Power steering, air conditioning, central locking, everything always works on them. They're a Toyota product, and Toyota to my way of thinking, have been at the top of the game since the early 1970s, up until probably 2010 when cars started getting a bit more complicated, and I don't really have an interest in those. So have a look, see what you reckon, and hope you enjoy. Here to pick my daughter up from a concert. That's Luna Park. She's in the Palais Theatre. All this was built in the 20s. The scenic railway was just going a minute ago and people were screaming. I remember feeling sick on that thing when I was a kid. Come on, where is she? Well, it doesn't matter what you throw at this thing. The air conditioning is beautifully cool. The engine is beautifully cool. Well, it's at standard temperature. But it is 43 degrees Celsius today. It is so hot. Oh, look at it. Sounds like a Swiss watch. Hot under here. So as well as it might run, it's destined for this sort of thing where they you take it into a Toyota dealer and they get rid of the car, it goes to the crusher. I have no doubt that mine doesn't run any better than all the ones you see in these photographs here. These pictures were taken from Facebook. Asked a couple of people if they minded me using them. There was no answer, so if you are offended and you do own the photographs, then please let me know and I'll remove it. So you can see lots and lots of these little cars. The 98, 99 models are the affected vehicles, which are potentially fitted with Takata airbags. Of course, the 98 model year went into production on the 20th of December 1997, so anything prior to that should be fairly safe unless it's an optioned vehicle. So yeah, lots and lots of them are going. I don't know how many there are, but I'm quite sure there are a lot more Starlies still in service on the road than what they bargained for. All right. Hi, Rose.
Hi.
Okay, what do you think of this? You don't like it?
Where do you start?
Well, the problem is all these ones are getting scrapped, all these later ones. So we got two of them. We got the blue one there and the red one in the background. That's Charlie's. Rosie, Charlie, Rosie's sister, has that new MG and had that.
Just redo the same.
Oh, fuck. All right. No, we'll do it again. You ready?
Charlie's irresistible.
Rightio. So Charlie has bought that blue MG SUV over there and used to have that red. Where's my finger? That red Starling there. That and this little blue guy here, which is mine, are destined for the scrappers. Straight after Rosie's done this guard, look at that beautiful metallic. This car can't really be driven. So I found this pre-airbag one. The light's terrible, Rose.
Yeah.
It's got good paint on the tailgate, but not so flash. Anyway, so what I want to know from you, Rose, is what do you think?
I mean, where do you start?
Well,
it desperately needs to get fixed. Like, desperately.
Well, this is the deal, right? It's done 100,000 more than Charlie's, so it's been to the moon and back a few times. And I was going to take the engine and everything out of the red car and stick it in this one. This is all shabby on the inside. And being pre-airbag, it's got the different trim and the rips in the seat and all that sort of stuff. So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer this fixed up or the fabric in that one?
The fabric in that one.
I agree. Do you like the colour, the dark blue?
I mean, I don't love it because I remember you telling me this the other day. You wanted this car to be noticeable, so you wanted it like
Safer, yeah.
safer. So then no truck is gonna run you over.
Well, it's about the size of a truck's wheel chock.
But
So
yeah.
I'm trying to like it and I don't. Look, the colour's not bad. It's got thug written on the back. The colour's dark market blue, I think they call it. And I'm trying to like it, and I just don't.
Well, like you might as well change it anyway because it looks pretty bad.
Changing it's a huge job. The trouble with these is if we change it, which I think we probably will, you're painting all the jams, right? So all in here, and all the blue under the carpet, like everywhere is blue on the inside as well.
Yeah.
So the interior, you can pull the interior out in one of these things in an hour. I mean, you can strip them out really easy. They're pretty basic. The thing that worries me though, there's no holes because we've got the other cars all power pack. So you've got all the electricity going into the doors for the mirrors and the locking.
Yeah.
And I want to put all that in, which means the wiring loom's all different. But I've got a spare 98 wiring loom. And it's a car that I intend to hang on to because I like them. And your grandma and all that sort of stuff. So you don't like the interior? No?
No.
The colour of it?
Bad.
The other thing is this thing sounds like arse when you start it. It's got a noisy bearing. There's a bonnet. Can you pull that stick up over there? And the black thing goes in the hole? Yep.
Yeah.
So it's got a noise in the air conditioning pump, air conditioning compressor down there.
Yeah.
It runs beautifully and it goes well. But I'm just not loving it. And the other thing is changing the colour. Okay, if we put Charlie's engine in, put a new clutch in, because Charlie's clutch is worn and so is this one, so we'll put a clutch in it. There's just all the brackets and everything got to come out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a look at some greens, green being the favourite colour. There's the apple green.
Yeah, that
And
looks
this-
really nice.
Well, that's that pale one I was showing you. And there's
Yeah.
also like a turquoise.
Oh,
But
turquoise,
what about that other colour, the coral? What is it?
pink.
Yeah, the pink, the coral rose. Everyone would see that, and I'd look really effeminate.
Yeah, I mean, you do anyway.
I don't care because if it's really visible, it's safer.
Yeah.
Like that light blue one, you can see that. That really. All right. So what are we doing? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? So do you reckon strip it?
Yeah.
All right.
Just-
So you reckon? I want the power steering,
Obviously.
and I want the electrics, the full electrics, and the tacho dash and all that. That's the rev counter on the engine. You know that dash?
Yep.
The blue one's got. This one hasn't got. So I want all that. Might as well use it because I've got all that stuff in a box. Got electric mirrors in a box. Got all the wiring in a box, just under the house through that door. So that's cool. But it's a big job, so I need your help.
Yeah.
Would
I
you
mean,
help?
we all know I'll do a better job anyway. So.
Well, you did with the paint.
Yeah.
You just got to decide a colour. Green. Green. It's three. Either the coral rose, which is beautiful. It's like a pinky red.
Yeah.
We could do red, like the old red one that we had that was praying.
Yeah.
I don't want the blue. And I've got a pale blue one. I'm not going to give that one up, that pale blue one. I'm just going to sit on it for a while. The red one will sacrifice for all the parts. So I'll give Charlie $2,000 because I don't think he'd get that from Toyota because all the paint's peeling and it's a low spec car. I mean, if you got more than that, I'd give it up. But I don't know. I can use all the trim. The seats are different because these fold forward, being a two-door one. Whereas that one is 5-door, so the seats don't move. But the top and the bottom of the seats interchangeable, so I can just change the. Hi, Corey.
How you doing?
Oh, I forgot his name. Sorry, that was Corey. He's a great kid.
Cool.
Corey. What was I saying? Bloody hell. I forgot what I was saying, Rose. Oh yeah, that's right. So we can use the seats out of that with the recliners out of this. I've got new carpets, I've got everything. So, do you reckon it's worth changing the colour?
Oh yeah.
Big job.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's going to slow me down with all the
It
other jobs
doesn't-
I'm doing.
Well, it looks worn out with the dark blue.
What do you think?
Gross like you.
No, I have to tell you, I've been sick and I missed out. I missed out on a Michael Bublé concert last night. Rosie and Alana went, and I was going to go with Alana, and he came right down, and you could see him right in front of you, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Like the
He was
seats were
literally
right at the front.
Yeah, he was literally like right in front of me.
I mean, I love Michael Bublé, and I couldn't go because I had to go to bed last night, and slept, and because I can't afford to take any time off work. So what I'm thinking, Rose, we're not going to get carried away. Right, come and have a look at this thing. This car I did last year, and that's like, I painted Mansion Bay because, yeah, this car's been back for a while.
Oh, really?
So this one, right, is just,
Clear.
this is going too far, right? So we don't need to do the gold stuff and all that, right?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I don't know.
Pink Starlet with gold bits? What do you think?
No.
That's going too far. That's being sad, isn't it?
Yeah, but I would like to see how it turned out.
Would it turn out like this? I wouldn't ceramic coat the exhaust on the Starlet. See that chromey looking stuff?
Yeah.
That's ceramic coating. But I can make it look like that. That was fun. That wasn't a big job. You know, that was a good clean job. And this is a much harder car than a Starlet. The only thing with Starlets is the biggest pain with them is all the clips and brackets. The hardest part about these, I reckon, is getting this glass out. Because it's glued in, and it's a bastard to get out.
Why don't you just...
Smash it.
Yeah.
Well, I've got another couple of them up in another car I had. We'll go on the other side because the light's better. I've got another couple of them. But see, the paint's sort of... Or on the other side, it's chalky there.
Oh,
Whereas that blue, the pale blue one's beautiful. You wouldn't even take them out for that. But not just that, there's little bits of rubber in there. There's rubber trim. And if you get overspray on that, it looks awful.
Yeah.
But I've got to take all this off. That all has to come off. The rest of it's easy. It's just that glass and the rear glass as well. Although I would probably use the tailgate off the red one.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I'd mask into that. You know the red one that was pranked?
Yeah.
The tailgate's under the house, and somebody wanted a blue tailgate too, and I can't remember who that was. What we'll do is I'll finish Dave's van. That can go back to him. As soon as the van's finished, I think what we'll do is put this in the garage and blow it apart, and I reckon we can get it apart in about a day.
Yeah?
You know what's funny about these? See how clear that headlight is? And that one's all foggy?
Yeah.
That's the second one of those that I've seen like that. I don't know why. Any further thoughts?
I mean...
Do some stalking? No, I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. Any further thoughts?
No, not
So
really.
you decide the colour.
Well, you need the most noticeable one, really. Like, which colour is more noticeable, like, on the road? And you
Well,
have to think of, like, different types of weather.
Yeah, I know. So in overcast weather, your dark colours and your silvers and all that will sort of blend in if there's any fog, anything like that. That's why I like that blue one, it screens. So I reckon it's going to have to be the coral rose.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm going to get absolutely ribbed by every kid in school.
it's gonna be amazing.
They're going to tease me.
I would.
Oh, I don't care.
would too.
No, I don't care. Like, everyone got into me about that blue car, and they all love it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone that's seen it is interested in it.
It's a really innocent car, though, when you think about
Well, it's not guilty.
it. Exactly.
But, yeah. Okay. All right, thanks, Rose. I think what we'll do, we'll just hang out and have a look at a few things on it. The coolant's nice. This engine's good. I mean, I'd use this engine, but it's done 100,000 more than the other one. If I'm taking the engine out to paint everything, I might as well stick the other one in. I can hear your mouth. So that's a big job, though. You're going to have to help me because I can't do that alone. Okay. All right then. Yeah, that's it. We've got Starlies on death row. Starly genocide, which is when there's mass murder on Starlies, and there's a whole lot of Facebook pictures. I hope the creators of those pictures don't mind me publishing them. We've got another two here. This is the 97, so this is the one we can do some work on and keep it. and drive it around, drive grandma around in it and all that sort of stuff. The guy put new tyres on it, Perenza, I don't know who they are, but it's got heaps of tread. Did he put 4 tyres on it? I thought he only put 2 on. 71.6, hang on, what? Is there a date code on them? It must be on the inside. Oh, 1817, the 18th week of 2017. They're still roadworthy, good. Oh, that's nifty. That's pretty good. Okay.
I think
Well-
the seller said that anyway. Like,
No, I think he had 2.
I think he mentioned that.
Do you want to take Claire for a walk, Missy?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks very much. And you and I have got a hell of a job to do there. So, next video, I think we blow it apart. And these are easy to pull apart. You'll enjoy pulling this apart. Finally, a cup of tea. I've done the lawns and I still use an old 1975 Victor. That's a Sigma. I did it last year. The whole car took about 6 months. Painted the sides. I didn't do the bottom of the boot. You just got to keep an eye with these covers. They deteriorate. And that's how you get your paint wrecked. And, you know, all that sort of stuff. You've probably seen that, so it's boring. I've got to take it out for a drive. So I've just got to get more use out of this. So if I do the Starlet in the same sort of way, the same sort of thing. I'll just strip the engine bay and paint it. And paint the whole car, whereas I didn't with this. But this had a lot of cutting and welding and all this sort of stuff, and those little Starlets are all galvanised. There's no welding, no rust repairs. The dents are tiny in it, so a lot less work in some ways than what this was. They're extremely easy to work on. They're much easier. This was an easy car. This was a dead easy car, but the Starlet's much easier again. And of course there's no money in it. It's all just stuff I've got. I've got lots and lots of Starlet stuff. But that was a quick car to do, but I reckon I can do the Starlet a lot quicker. The point is, I don't want a dark car. As Rosie said, you know, it does need to be safer. And I hope I didn't steer that conversation too much. But the, you know, the pink, I don't know. It's not really my favourite colour, but on a car this is very, very visible, and there were some beautiful colours in the 90s, some lovely aquamarines. Some of those colours really pop in the sunshine. Pretty untidy. This is quite interesting because, I don't like that seat cover, that kind of sucks. There's a few differences. That's a non-airbag one, so any of them you see with that seat trim and no airbag, you know it's a safe one. They can't recall those, or at least they won't, because they're not so equipped. And you can see the carpet's different and headlining's different. There's a lot of trim differences to them, but it's a dowdy old thing. These are pretty sensational in that they don't rust. Still got its books, but the book isn't filled out, so I don't know who the original owner was. The other one's got a better dash pad, and of course all your 90s ones have the, what's that thing called? Your passenger seatbelt warning. I hate those steering wheels, and I hate them without power steering too. They're awful to use. So we'll figure that out. Let me know what you think. Just let me know if you think it's worth filming it and whatnot. I'm happy to do it. What's in here? The usual. Those clips are always knackered in there. People are always looking for them, and I've got a brand new set. And they're the things people are always looking for. The thing I'm worried about though with changing the colour, I must say, is in behind here. You've really got to take all your glass out. And they're bonded in. They've got urethane behind them. It's fairly dirty, but you know, it's all good. We can make something nice out of it. Throw that mat out. I've got a new mat. So let me know what you think. Do I do a quick Sigma job or a job like I did on the Sigma? And the car's nice and straight. There's only a couple of little dents in it. A small dent there, just minor stuff. A couple on the rear quarter. And they don't have to be great. I mean, look at it, it's a banger. It works. Oh, it's got a dent there. Is that a dent? It doesn't worry me. That's actually in really good nick. So, the only dents are the parts I'm keeping. I might have to, I'll see what this screen's like. Okay, the screen's all sandblasted, so I'll kick that. Oh, that's not good. I don't want that. Okay, that makes it easy. I'll kick that out and I'll paint behind like we did in the Sigma. Had a bit of impacting on the back bumper. I don't think that matters, we'll just paint that. But, yeah, it's going to be good. It's a bit of a pity because it just means doing this is going to slow me down with everything else because I need it daily and I've got to stop driving that other thing because it's got an airbag in it. What have we got here? We've got a hole drilled there. That console's different. That looks a bit different. Doesn't matter, I've got more of these. They're in good, that's in really good condition. Parts of it are excellent, actually. I mean, the door pockets are all faded, but I had some other door pockets and I think I chucked them out. I might go and get the one from the Wreckers. They're in really good nick. But yeah, we'll convert this into something that it's not now. So this is the burgundy 5-door that we got for Mum after the little red 3-door was written off. This was a bare bones pack. It had the 5-door but didn't have power steering or anything. I put power steering from the wreck car onto it. And this is the one that has exceptionally good performance for one of these, but you can see how gnarly the paint is, both on the roof and on the door, on the tailgate, on some wind. It's just pretty well. I don't think Toyota would give us much money for it. Someone's rattle can the boot or the tailgate. It's just a pretty dowdy looking car, but mechanically it's beautiful. So I'm not sending this back either. This is eligible to be bought back by Toyota, but I think we'll use all the interior trim and everything out of it because it's mint inside, and use the engine gearbox, and this has had new brakes and all that sort of stuff put on. So I think this is the one that we'll pull apart and use in the blue car. And whatever parts are left, I will pretty much give away. There's a lot of people complaining that it's a waste of parts, all these cars getting crushed. So there will be lots of parts left from this, I would think. And if anyone needs them, get in contact with me when I'm ready to get rid of it. I won't get rid of anything until I'm ready to. But it's a shame. That's a better car than the blue one. Pardon me, than the pale blue one it drives. It's super quiet. It's really, really good. So. Check this rain out. You can't get you can't appreciate how bad it is. The drains are blocked. If you look, hang on, I'll just move forward a bit. See that drain down there on the skirting? Like it's all blocked. It is nuts, and it's the middle of summer. What do you think? Awesome. First and foremost, got to get rid of this thing. It's going to my brother's place. It's got a shifter and sort of pulled all that out because we put a new grille headlights in, but that's all sort of rolled down at the front where it hit, and so I can close the bonnet. So I've just bent that up. That'll make the bonnet latch, or it's made the bonnet latch. So that's cool. This is going to be repaired at my brother's house. So the bonnet's being done at the moment, and so is the back door. And the back door was the one we stripped down. So we need to get rid of this car, and I'm going to do that right now. XC guard, just very, very roughly shaped it with some 80, and it feels great. There's still a bit of finishing off, but not much nasty stuff. It's all looking really, really good. So that's going to be a cracker. Andy Brook actually found some great ones for his. Just hard getting good guards for these sorts of cars. Just anything good for them is either very expensive or hard to get. But this is going to be good. This weather is just mental. It's summer, believe it or not. Right, so I need to have a look at a couple of things in here. Whoops, that was the car, not me. I'm going to pop the glove box out and the kick trim because I need to see something. That's pretty easy, isn't it? And what I want to see, it's all dirty. What I want to see is, that'll all clean up well, is the wiring. I need to have a look at something. Take a couple of screws out. Just give me a moment, please. I'm doing this with that as my tripod. Oh, hang on a sec. Speaker. Can I do this without breaking it? Okay, this is what I want to look at. We have SEU, manual transmission, we knew about that. Air conditioner, blah blah blah, all the wiring. What's interesting about this is it's got these looms here. These ones down here are the ones I'm sort of interested in because I think they're for the power pack. I think they're for your central locking and power mirrors. So we might not have to rewire this or put the later loom in. I might be alright to leave this one be. God damn, that weather. It's nuts. So that is going to make things a little bit easier because it means I don't have to block holes up and weld them and all that sort of stuff. Because let's face it, I don't want to. The way to pull these apart is actually really easy. These have an additional carrier. The 98 has an additional carrier sort of up under there for the SRS computer. And is that the rain coming? Yeah, probably. Yes, it is. So if I can leave this loom in, I'm getting out of here because it's starting to rain. If I can leave that loom in, it's going to make life a bit easier. Whoops, I'm going. Awesome. That's why I can't get much work done. I've had heaps of this. Lightning, you name it. So the sorts of colours we're talking about, we've got this turquoise here. There's a few different sort of incarnations. There's a nicer greener sort of turquoise. This is coral rose pearl. That's the sort of salmony, pinky red colour that we referred to, and also apple green in the foreground. Mine's the same as the one behind it, but we kind of like that colour as well. Anyway, take good care of yourselves, enjoy your starling, and I shall see you soon. What do you reckon? She haven't. Jesus.